बेसिकली आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बहुत कुछ होने लग जाता है इस फिल्म में. जैसे कि जो कैरेक्टर है जैसा वो है शुरुआत में, उसमें चेंजेस आ जाते हैं आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बिकॉज ऑफ मैनी फैक्टर्स, यू नो. एंड आहिस्ता आहिस्ता प्यार हो जाता है, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता चेंज होने लग जाता है, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता प्रायोरिटीज़ चेंज हो जाती हैं. हेंस द नेम.
आप अपने किरदार के बारे में थोड़ा डिटेल में बताइए.
I can't, yeah. Someone's going to talk to me, then I'll look there, yeah. Give me a list of questions.
We can't sit all of us over there, so we just keep on questioning. You can
हाँ.
just face over here. All have our cameras.
Okay.
नीचे बैठ.
रोलिंग कैमरा. और नीचे. रोलिंग.
Who am I looking at then? Now him or you?
इन द कैमरा.
You? Okay. हाँ.
अब इस फिल्म में आप किस तरह किरदार निभा रहे हो उसके बारे में थोड़ा उस पे लाइट करिए.
इस फिल्म में मेरा नाम है अंकुश और वो एक विटनेस का काम करता है. दिल्ली का जो मैरिज ऑफिस है वहाँ पे वो जो लोग शादी करने आते हैं उनके लिए वो साइन कर देता है और उसके लिए 200 रुपये चार्ज करता है. इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल गाय. ही इज़ एन एवरीडे फेलो. ही इज़ गोइंग ऑन विद हिज लाइफ. ही इज़ बॉर्न एंड रेज्ड इन एन ऑर्फनेज एंड आम आदमी है बेसिकली, यू नो. नथिंग टू स्पेशल और ग्लैमरस अबाउट हिम.
किस तरह का अनुभव रहा सोहा के साथ? कर पाएंगे आपकी पहली फिल्म है सोहा के साथ में. सोहा के बारे में जानना चाहेंगे आपके बारे में.
Well, it was really good fun working with Soha because she's very easy to get along with. She's casual. We had a lot of fun on sets, and she's very talented, which is great because it made it easy to work a scene, essentially. And yeah, I'd love to work with her again.
ये स्क्रिप्ट में आपने क्या देखा? लाइक सोचना था कि जैसे आपने ये साइन किया इस फिल्म को, ये स्टोरी पहले आपको ही सुनाई गया था, आप ही के ऊपर इसको कास्ट किया गया था, तो क्या था स्क्रिप्ट में बेसिकली, क्या मेड यू साइन दिस मूवी?
ये फिल्म लिखी है इम्तियाज़ अली ने, जिन्होंने मेरी पहली फिल्म डायरेक्ट की थी सोचा ना था. सो आई वाज ऑलरेडी कंफर्टेबल with the idea of working in this film because इम्तियाज़ की sensibilities हैं. I mean, I agree with a lot of things that he writes. और डायरेक्ट कर रहे हैं शिवम नायर, who also I know from many years. He saw me through the making of Socha Na Tha. So I actually let them do the writing and everything. I said blindly, yes, I'm doing the film. You know, because I'm very comfortable with the team.
अब इस फिल्म की यूएसपी के बारे में जानना चाहेंगे. क्या है इस फिल्म की यूएसपी?
It's a very real film. It's sensible. It's got its entertaining factors as well. It's a love story, but at the same time, it's also believable and relatable. Essentially, I think any film that has a protagonist that you can relate to and you can feel for, then you have the audience in your hands, so to speak. You know, then they also enjoy the film, and you also get to achieve what you want to achieve.
शिवम जी की भी ये फर्स्ट फिल्म है.
हाँ जी.
तो उनके साथ काम करके कैसा रहा एक्सपीरियंस?
जैसे मैंने कहा, वो मेरे दोस्त रहे हैं पिछले 4-5 सालों से. सो आई वाज वेरी कंफर्टेबल विद हिम एंड उन्होंने डायरेक्ट कम किया है, गाइड ज़्यादा किया है मुझे, which was nice. He let me be me, he let me be spontaneous, he experimented, and so it was an awesome experience. And again, I'd like to work with him one other time.
अब इस सेट्स पर किस तरह का माहौल था? किस तरह का आपको किस तरह की केमिस्ट्री देखने मिलेगी आपकी और सोहा के बीच में?
सेट्स पे बहुत कैजुअल सा माहौल था. I mean, we all knew our jobs, we did our work. Sometimes बहुत tired थे लोग क्योंकि we had to work many hours, but overall it was a very friendly set. It was a very casual set, and people did their bit, you know. Nobody complained. They put in that extra energy, that extra effort to get a good product on hand. Each one of us did.
म्यूजिक के बारे में बताइए. म्यूजिक किस तरीके का है?
It's music by Himesh Reshamya, and it's peppy, it's nice, you know, it's very danceable music. Some songs are sensitive and slow, which goes a lot with the movie as well. So I think it's an album that has a lot to offer, you know, a whole range.
हिमेश काफी हैपनिंग है इस समय, एंड आपके लिए भी एक गाना गाया है, लाइक आप पे जो पिक्चर आएगा टाइटल सॉन्ग आहिस्ता आहिस्ता. सो व्हाट डू यू लाइक टू से अबाउट दैट, लाइक हिमेश की आवाज आपकी?
जो मैंने माइम किया हिमेश आहिस्ता आहिस्ता गाना.
Yeah,
I like the song Ahista Ahista very much. That was actually a song that he called my director and said, sir, मेरे पास एक गाना है बहुत अच्छा है, ये अगले साल का हिट, ये साल का हिट है, आपको डालनी चाहिए अपनी फिल्म में. So that's how Ahista Ahista came about. It was really nice of him to give that song. We were shooting at the time for the film, and he gave that essentially for the promos.
अभय, फिल्म का नाम है आहिस्ता आहिस्ता. फिल्म की स्टोरी भी इतनी ही आहिस्ता आहिस्ता है. Something like very boring, burdensome, something like that.
I mean, नाम आहिस्ता आहिस्ता रखा गया है. It's not a slow-paced film at all. 2 घंटे की कहानी है. It's not long at all. It's a simple film, and the good thing about Shivam is that he's cut it really well. The pace doesn't go slow at all. And like I said, the name Ahista Ahista is there because Ahista Ahista, all these changes come about in the character. Ahista Ahista, the story which is going one way seems to go another way. So it's about slow changes in the character, not about the slow pace of the film. I mean, you can take the piss out of the movie and say that if you want to, but essentially, it's not a slow film at all. No.
अभय अगर पर्सनली देखा जाए तो आप अपने रियल सेल्फ से फिल्म के कैरेक्टर पे कितना कोरिलेट करते हैं? How do you correlate?
I like to bring about a reality in my characters always. It's important for me that the audience relate to the person I'm portraying. It's important for me for people to feel for the character that I'm portraying. And this is a simple guy. He's a straightforward, simple guy. He does his job. He doesn't harm anybody. He lives his own life. And he's actually very helpful. And so there's something nice about him. There's the qualities that people would like about him. So when he starts to go awry, when he starts to go wrong, you know, the audience doesn't want him to go that way because he's such a nice guy. And also he's real. There's nothing in his clothes, in his demeanor, in his manner, in his speech that sets him apart from the ordinary man. He is an ordinary man. But there are special qualities about him, and that's, you'll see in the story why there are special qualities about him and why you would like him essentially.
शूटिंग के दौरान कोई ऐसा वाकया हो जो आपको बहुत यादगार हो?
No one particular incident, no. But I mean, I really got along well with Soha, so we had a lot of fun on set. I really got along well with Cheyenne, so the three of us had a good time. I mean, we used to crack up on jokes all the time. But when it came time to work, we worked very seriously. So it's been an amazing experience.
अभय हर फिल्म को करते वक्त कुछ ना कुछ सीखने को मिलता है, कोई ना कोई लेसन जरूर आप थरो होते हैं. तो आपको क्या लगता है कि ये फिल्म करते हुए आपने क्या सीखा? Something you will avoid, something you would like to do.
I mean, yeah, there is, every film is a learning experience. What did I learn? Oh, I learned to be patient, which keeps coming to me from every film I do. I learned, I learned that I can be spontaneous, I can be adventurous. I mean, there's a lot of fear in me about trying different things, new things, and sort of taking charge of situations. I always wanted to be taken charge of. I always wanted to give in to the director or to the situation and be told what to do. Here was the director telling me, no, what do you think? No, what should you do? Where do you think this can go? And so I learned that I can sometimes handle situations whereby I take the decisions because the director was so encouraging. And then I just took off from there. This is a question actually one has to think about. I can go on and on. I mean, you start to learn not only of your craft as an actor, but you also start to learn about the film as a whole, what you have to put in to get it together. And then once the film comes as a whole, you learn about how it is to be packaged and to be sold and what the trends are out there, what you have to give in to, what you have to keep for yourself. There's a lot. Every film is a learning experience and each one offers something new. And I don't think I'll ever reach a point where I would have learned everything, you know. And once you reach that point, then you're dead because then you don't grow anymore as a person. If you think you know it all, I mean, nothing else to learn. How boring.
Music, how much interesting the music is, especially this promotional song which you have. How was the experience for that and the other music?
Well, yeah, like I said, Himesh insisted on Ahista Ahista because he felt it was a track that's very good. And it is, I mean, it is selling the film, I mean, the album. It's one of the more popular tracks. I really like that track. Besides that, I like Ishq-Ne a lot. That used to be my favorite. And then when I saw the movie, I like Tum Jo Mile the most, simply because of the timing when it comes, how it's picturized. And I really felt the people who were watching it were completely captured by the movie at that point. It's really the high point of the movie. And so Tum Jo Mile became my favorite after.
Any one song which song picturization which was actually yadgar tha ya fir any of the best experience for one particular
I guess Love You Unconditionally was funny, a funny experience because suddenly me and Soha were wearing matching saris and shirts, you know, blue, and we were on a beach and it's a Delhi-based story. So it was memorable simply because it was the only song that felt out of place as far as the work was concerned. Up till now, we were wearing sweaters and everything was Delhi. It was cold, so we got used to that process, you know, and nothing was kind of packaged to be like a selling point of the movie. Everything was part of a film as a whole, nothing apart. So this song became memorable because suddenly we were like, were we doing the same film? Are we doing the same movie? I mean, I asked her that and she asked me the same question back. It doesn't feel like it.
Professional, as a professional actor, so personal satisfaction होना बहुत जरूरी है. Like after watching your own performance in this film, Ahista Ahista, what was your view of your own performance?
My own performance, I'm not good at that, yaar. I guess I always point out to things. अरे ये नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है, वो अच्छा नहीं है. Small things, but overall I can this time safely say that I'm happy with what I saw, barring a few things here and there, which I'll always point out to. It's consistent. That's what I most like. If I have to say something nice about myself, I would say that yeah, there is a certain consistency that I managed to get in the film, and I didn't think I had got that, but once I edited, I saw that it is there. Soha is wonderful. I mean, she played her part. She did exactly what was told, and she brought in elements to the character which kind of uplifted it, you know. And like I said before, she's very easy to work with. She's very adventurous, and she's spontaneous too. You know, there's talent over there, and so the two characters really come out strong because the chemistry is so strong between the two. You know, so when you walk out of there, you remember each character. Every character stays back in your mind. Each one plays their part. No one's trying to outdo the other. Each one is playing their part and contributing to the story. And Soha, there's not many words I can describe, and just that she's amazing.
Abhay Deol's like starting from Dharamji, Sunny and Bobby, they have this macho action hero image, whereas this is your second film, or in your first film also you have played a romantic character. So would you like to change your image to action?
Yeah, एक image बन जाती है artist की, action image, romantic image, comedic image. I don't want to get stuck on any particular image. I feel that, I mean, obviously if you get an image, you're limited to that image. So now, Socha Na Tha was a romantic comedy. Ahista Ahista is more of a dramatic comedy. I mean, sorry, dramatic romantic film. So yeah, I will fall into this trap of having a romantic image. Ek 40 Ki Last Local is coming next, which is more comic. So is Honeymoon. And Meridian has no romance angle to it. So I'm hoping that the films that will come out after this will take me away from a romantic image. I don't want to stop romantic films, but also I don't want to get stuck doing romantic films. And when the right scripts come along, I will take the right decisions, you know, so to speak. If a good action film comes along, why not? I like comedy. I like dark comedies essentially. I like thrillers. I haven't got the chance to do a thriller yet, and I'm hoping the next one that I do will be thriller. And so then I don't know where my image will go. I don't particularly want one.
अब ये सोचा ना था और सोचा था के बाद आहिस्ता किस तरह का सफर किस तरह का अनुभव और क्या कुछ सीखा आपने दोनों फिल्मों से
बहुत कुछ सीखा है. I mean, I can't begin. I mean, it's been a great year for me. I've done Ahista Ahista, Ek 40 Ki Last Local, Meridian and Honeymoon Travels Private Limited, and each one has been an experience by itself. It seemed like a really long journey. Like I said earlier, you're constantly learning. And it's an industry whereby you work with people for a short period of time, and then you say goodbye, and then you work with another lot for a short period of time, and then you say goodbye. So it's an industry where you can't be too attached. You know, you can't be too attached to people.
Abhay, आपके upcoming projects क्या है? After completing this, what are you going to plan?
अभी जैसे मैंने कहा, एक 40 की लास्ट लोकल आएगी, फिर हनीमून ट्रैवल्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड और मेरिडियन. अभी 2 फिल्में जो मैं करना चाह रहा हूँ, and they're both friends, the directors. Again, one of them is debuting. I think once these 2 get confirmed, I won't be signing any more work because I'll be having film after film releasing in any case. So I'm quite happy. I hope they do well, and I don't want to tax myself too much. I really want to go slow and steady. You know, I don't want to jump the gun and go too fast. I said slow and steady. Yeah, I said, हाँ. I answered that question.
That last
Sir,
question,
performance-
locations के बारे में बता दीजिए, किन किन locations पे shoot हुई है ये film आहिस्ता आहिस्ता.
Ahista Ahista is mainly shot in Delhi, and then a little bit in Pune, a little bit in Lonavala, a little bit on Goa, Maharashtra border, essentially.
परफॉर्मेंस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कोई ऐसा पर्टिकुलर शॉट है जो आपके लिए चैलेंजिंग था प्ले करना?
Particular shot, you know, I find the ones most difficult are those shots where you have to really angle ऐसा है, lighting ऐसी that you're restricted in movement. When that happens, it gets difficult because you have to kind of be natural, but at the same time in your head you have to calculate, I can't turn so much, I can't turn here. So how do you be natural when you have to restrict your movement? To be natural is to be, essentially. Those are the more difficult shots, and there are a couple of them like that. And also when the camera is on you and the co-actor is off camera, so he or she might be having a sandwich in the corner and you're essentially talking into the air. I need somebody's eyes there to talk to. Those are the more difficult ones to do.
अब इस फिल्म की कहानी सिर्फ 2 महीने की दिखाई गई है, जो रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफिस से शुरू होती है, तो उस पर्टिकुलर सीन के बारे में या जो भी फिल्म की है उसके बारे में थोड़ा बहुत जानना चाहूँगा मैं।
Yeah, it's a story of 2 months between the lives of these two people, and I think that's what kind of makes it special. It's a slice of life. It's a period of 2 months in the lives of these two characters, and so much happens in 2 months. You know how tremendously their lives change over such a short period of time. And which is why earlier when they had said like Ahista Ahista is the film slow, the very fact that it's a very short period of time and there's so much that happens in that short period does not permit the film to be slow. It makes the pace faster. It makes that graph of the character that much faster, so to speak.
मैक्सिमम पार्ट ऑफ शूट इसका मतलब पुरानी दिल्ली में हुआ है, तो कैसा रहा वहाँ पे शूटिंग?
Purani Delhi was crazy to shoot in. I mean, Chandni Chowk area, Nizamuddin Dargah was beautiful. It was such a beautiful place. It's cold, very cold, marble floor, 2 degrees temperature. Delhi's coldest winter. Then there's the Jama Masjid. Jama Masjid was crowded, packed with people. You know, I literally wore a jacket with a hood to get out into the crowd, walked it and went to my car so that I can leave early. And yeah, they're very crowded streets, very narrow, but the good thing about Old Delhi is very characteristic, which is what's nice about it, you know. And the winter fog kind of gave it a very nice feeling. To shoot, it's wonderful. I mean, you get a feel for the film immediately. And people are very curious. They're very nice, but they're very curious too.
अब क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या आशा रखते हैं आप आहिस्ता आहिस्ता से?
I have high expectations. Another person asked me, Socha na tha, people really liked, but nobody went to the cinemas to see it. So what do you have to say about this one? What do you hope for this one? So I said that's exactly what I hope for, is that, yeah, people liked my first film. Most of them saw it on TV. And this time I hope that they actually go to the cinemas to see it. It's coming on the 18th of August. Because, I mean, eventually if the collections show well, then I'll get signed on for more work. Otherwise people will say, oh, but he doesn't work. People like him, but somehow his movies don't work. I don't want that to happen with this film.
अबे आपके नाम के साथ जो ये देओल लगा है, इसके कितने प्लस एंड माइनस है इस इंडस्ट्री में आपको अब तक एक्सपीरियंस हुआ?
It's like, it's as you said, there's pluses and there's minuses. The plus points is the fact that the name Deol really helps. You know, people immediately recognize you. If not you, then for what you are, where you come from, essentially. The minuses is that then there's a certain expectation from you. You know, I mean, my brothers have done a lot of action films. My Tayaji's done a lot of action films, so they see this action image, which I think works. If I get a good action film, then for sure I would do one. But I'd like to carve my own niche, have my own individuality, and that becomes a bit of a battle. Also, expectations are higher than normal people's, so you have to live up to a certain level. But that's kind of fun. I mean, it's exciting. I mean, I'm very respectful and thankful from the family I come from. They've achieved what they've had to achieve. Now it's my turn, and only I can do it. Ultimately, you are as good as you are as a performer. It doesn't matter where you come from.
अभय कहीं ना कहीं जो फिल्म